What do you think the game plan will be for Russell Westbrook and James Harden with the Rockets?
Find another basketball, maybe. That might help. I am genuinely fascinated to see what that team looks like. There was a lot of talk 2 years ago about whether Chris Paul and James Harden could play together. That experiment on the court, I think, probably went about as well as it possibly could have, and frankly went better than I thought it was going to at first. But Russell Westbrook presents a lot of different challenges in that. He also brings some different strengths. He's incredibly athletic. He can fly up and on the court. You'd think that Houston will be more of a transition team when he has the ball in his hands than they were before. But when you look at Mike D'Antoni's system and guys who need to be able to shoot, right, Russell Westbrook is not exactly a prototypical fit in that. The Rockets would say, hey, if he's going to shoot 32, 33% on open threes, that's fine. He could just jack those up and we'll take, 50% effective field goal percentage from him on those shots. But, I don't know how that's going to go. Both he and James Harden are not good off the ball. I'm curious to see how that goes. They're both going to have to work harder in those aspects. They're both going to have to find ways to impact the game more than they have when they don't have the ball in their hands. It's going to be a really, really interesting experiment, and one that it sounds like both those guys have, went to the Rockets and said, hey, we'll make this work. So, at this point, to me, the thing that makes it really interesting is after they say that, it's on them to actually make it work, and now we'll see if they can.
But here's my philosophy with the Rockets. Why not just have Harden start, go 7-8 hard minutes, and then I bring in Westbrook, and so I just have him going against that second unit. I do load management with both of these guys. I know they love their numbers, but I would just be coming at you in waves if I were the Rockets. What do you think?
I think that's probably what's going to happen. I think to your point about them, I don't think that they're going to play like 24 minutes each. But I think if you look at the way the Rockets handled James Harden and Chris Paul, to your point, one of them was on the court for 48 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what's going to happen with these guys. And, it wouldn't surprise me if they kind of run things in a similar way to what Brett Brown does in Philadelphia, right? Where he will take out somebody 4 or 5 minutes into the game. Like Joel Embiid will come out at like the 8-minute mark of the first quarter and come back in at the 4-minute mark, right? And maybe it won't be quite that pronounced, but I would be very surprised if we don't see some pretty heavy staggering with those guys and, to try to maximize their time on the ball. Because, to your point, the one thing looking at Westbrook that could be a benefit to him going to Houston is he's never had a lot of shooting around him in Oklahoma City. And if you put him on that Rockets team with James Harden off the court and a bunch of shooters around him, and he can just attack the rim, then that could end up being a really nice situation for them in those minutes that James isn't on the court.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.